member for Fredericton Silverwood.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's my pleasure today to introduce Commander James Salt, and I'd ask him to stand. Commander Salt was born in St. Stephen, New Brunswick, and he's a third-generation naval officer and a fourth-generation mariner. He joined the Royal Canadian Navy in 1991 under the Officer Candidate Training Plan and has served primarily in Canada's West Coast Fleet. After obtaining his watchkeeping certificate on HMCS Algonquin, he served as a navigating officer on HMCS Thunder and as the shipborne aircraft controller in HMCS Huron. Upon completion of his Operation Room Officers Course, he was posted to HMCS Ottawa as the Operations and then Combat Officer. Commander Salt has served ashore as well in a variety of staff roles, and during his time in Ottawa, he was one of several naval officers to deploy in support of Operation Lion, where he assisted with the evacuation of nearly 14,000 Canadian citizens from southern Lebanon during the Israeli-Hezbollah conflict. In 2009, he returned once again to Victoria and was appointed the Executive Officer of HMCS Calgary. His final deployment with this ship saw him operating off the coasts of Central and South America for 3 months, when this ship supported the Joint Interagency Task Force South, participating in counterdrug operations in the Eastern Pacific Ocean. Promoted to Commander in April 2010, Commander Salt returned to the Directorate of Maritime Requirements, C, in Ottawa, where he spent the next 2 years as the Project Director for the Halifax-class modernization program. And it was particularly fitting that he was then appointed the Captain, the Commanding Officer of HMCS Fredericton, Fredericton's namesake ship, where he now serves as the Captain, because that ship is now just coming out of its modernization and refit that will see it serviceable for duty for certainly the next 10 years anyway. Commander Salt is joined here today by his wife Angela and his son Ethan, and I invite all members to join me in welcoming Commander Salt to the Legislature. With Commander Salt today is Chief Foreign Officer Mike Garuk, and I'd ask Mike to stand. Mike is part of the command team of HMCS Fredericton, and he serves as the ship's coxswain. That makes him the senior non-commissioned member on the ship, and an important part of the command team that makes that ship run so successfully. By trade, he's a maritime engineer, and he's had a lot of operational experience. In particular, he deployed off the coast of Africa with the joint operations with the RCMP on HMCS Fredericton, where he was the junior engineer. And as well, he served as part of the International Military Training Team ashore in Sierra Leone, so he's got some ground time under him as well. He's a recipient of the Order of Military Merit, and I'd like to ask everyone to join me in welcoming Chief Foreign Officer Mike Garuk to the Legislature. Mr. Speaker, it's also a pleasure today to welcome to the floor of the Legislature a number of notable leaders and students from Fredericton High School. Now, each year the social studies class at Fredericton High School are asked a question. And this year the question was, how can we give back to the community that has given so much to us? Now, the Student Council, as you know, typically focuses on events at the school, but this year they wanted to look a little bit broader and consider the greater Fredericton community. So as part of Citizenship Week, they decided to provide seniors with a free leaf raking service. It's a small act, but they felt it could potentially have a big impact on people's lives. So they conducted 2 sessions of leaf raking, and they've asked as many students as possible at FHS to help them, and they hope that it's going to become an annual event. And in fact, it's just one of the many things FHS has planned to give back to the community this year. So we're happy to be joined today by a number of members from FHS and members of the Student Council, and I'd ask them to rise as I read the name. We have Connor Dorcas, who is the Vice President and the Student Representative Council. He's in grade 12. We have Aaron Cunningham, who's the Treasurer of the Student Council from grade 11. We have Louis Samimi, the Secretary of the Student Council from grade 12. We have Grace Marino, one of the school spirit officers, and she's also in grade 11. Karim Fajir is a communications officer with the Student Council and in grade 12. As well, we have Ben Smith, communications officer, also in grade 12. In grade 10. And Nicole Mestaliar from grade 11. She's the grade 11 representative. Jane Landry is the grade 10 representative, and she's here with us. As well, we have Latham DeWolf, the grade 9 representative, and of course, Anna Petrie, the president of the FHS Student Council, and in grade 12. They are also joined in the gallery by several proud parents and family members. Mr. Speaker, I'd like all members of the Legislature to join me in welcoming these student leaders to our Legislature and thanking them for all the work they're doing for the Fredericton community.
Congrats.